What up, it's Boyd, and in this video I want to talk to you about a brand new business model, right? And I want to really give you a way that you can reliably, with a very high chance of success, create an online income come 2024, okay? And what we're going to talk about is something that really plays into a trend, but not a fad, right, that is here the one day and gone the next. It's something that is continuing to grow year on year on year, and it will never stop growing, I guarantee it, because basically, what we're going to be talking about is how to tap into the attention economy, right? And combine that with the education industry, where people are trying to learn from the source rather than just, spend years and years going to college or for a useless degree and that type of stuff. And so combining these two things gives you a brand new business model that I like to call hybrid commerce or social hybrid, right? There's various names that I've given it in the past, but really what it comes down to, in its simplistic terms, is reposting viral content, attention economy, right, to get eyeballs online, right, to build up attention. Because that is the first part of any business nowadays. Whether you got a damn roofing company or a lawyer business or an e-commerce store, whatever, it all starts with attention. Because social media, obviously, is vital for any business to actually get known to customers, right? So building attention is by far, nobody can argue with that. It's the most important skill, right, to be able to grow a business. And building attention, what you can call that is marketing, essentially. But not per se marketing where you're spending money to get attention, right? I also personally do that. I've spent $400,000 or $500,000 on actually paying for advertisement, so I can certainly do that too. But that's not the easiest place to start, right? Because if you're, and this goes for any business model, a business model where you need to pay, right, in order to then get the success, like what I mean is like you need to continuously invest money to make money. Like for example, buying different products on Amazon to then be able to sell them. Where, listen, the problem with a business model like that, right, or having to keep putting in money for Forex trading or stuff like that, the problem with those models is that eventually, right, after maybe a month, maybe a week, maybe 2 months, you're going to get to a point where you don't have any more money to invest, right? And then you're going to get to a point where you bleed to death financially because you cannot continue because you don't have any more money to invest, right? But at the same time, you haven't gotten the success yet, so you haven't been able to profit yet. And maybe you're even quite close, but you have to stop, right? And we don't want that as a possibility even for you as a beginner. I've seen so many people that start out drop shipping or something, right? But then they're always getting into this trouble, like, oh, I'm just about to make it work, but they don't have any more money, right? And they're getting, it just gets you in a sticky situation. So basically, the model here that we're using is organic marketing, okay? So what you're gonna be doing, and this doesn't have to mean that you have to get like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, right? It simply means that you're gonna repost viral clips online that is gonna allow you to get even if you get thousands of views, a couple thousand views. I have a recent student, he's called Carlton. He's literally a high school teacher, right? He's a little bit of a middle-aged guy, not techie at all, and he's just reposting clips. He has a motivational self-development channel, and he's a couple weeks into it, maybe a month, something like that, and he's getting like 120K views on his last video, right? And he's getting like consistent 2K, 5K, 7K views. Well, listen, if you're posting once or twice a day, right, with the process that we tell you, it's very easy to do that because you're just reposting, you're not creating full-on content yourself. So it's very easy to post that. Think about this. If you're getting, on average, 5,000 views per day, right? That obviously is going to be about 150,000 views a month, right? And so if you're doing that, then there's definitely going to be 1 or 2 or 3 people that are going to want to go deeper than the content that they've watched from you, right? They're going to want to consume something more. They're going to want to work more in depth on the particular problem that they face within the niche that you create content in, right? So to specify the attention economy here, right? You're basically reposting content within a certain niche that you like, and that is a big niche where people would also have certain problems that they would want to solve. So let's say, for example, you're in the motivational business type of niche, right? So business, motivational, money, whatever. And so in this niche, people are watching content, consuming content, and obviously the problem they want to solve or the value that they want to get is to be able to create a business that makes them money, right? And so from there on, right? You're creating this content in this niche, and then all that you're gonna do is at the end of your videos or in your comments or in your Instagram bio or in your YouTube bio or whatever, right? You can repost this with one click of a button using AI tools, right? By the way, if you want a full-fledged training where I show you all the different tools and stuff, you can click the link in the description here, because it'll send you to a 2-hour training where I literally explain you every single thing. But right here, I'm just giving you like an overview of this business model, right? And so what you can do from there is you can link, and here's where the education industry part connects to the attention economy, okay? So the education is over here. So then you link to someone else's digital program that is high priced, right? Like a high value program that is, you know, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, to actually work with that person on solving that problem. So it could be a person that helps, that has a coaching program on how to, you know, make money with social media, right? Or it could be someone that helps someone with their mindset. It could be someone like a fitness program, a health supplement, whatever, right? You basically find those links by going to clickbank.com, right? Which is a website where you find these programs that you can then promote. And you're gonna grab that promotional link and put it in your Instagram bio, your YouTube bio, your TikTok bio, whatever the platform is that you use, right? And then you're simply put it in there. That's it, right? That's all you do. And then from there on, you just start posting and keep posting every single day, right? And you have a call to action at the end of the video, which is simply a little text at the end, say, hey, if you want to go deeper or you want an extra free training, go ahead and click the link in my bio. And then a percentage, right? Let's say, for example, just flat 5% of the people that watch your content actually ends up going and clicking to the link. And then, you know, let's say another 5% of that actually becomes a client of that business, right? And then that's where you get a high ticket commission of like 40, 50%, right? Of the purchase price of that program. Meaning that every time someone comes from your social media page over to the link that you have in your bio and then purchases, you get 50% of the amount that they purchased for, which could be and should be over $800, right? So if you, once again, think of it like this, you're getting about 5,000 views per day, right? You're getting about 150,000 views per month. How reasonable or how unreasonable is it for a couple people a month to end up buying the program that you are associated to, right? And the thing is that most people think like, okay, well, if I'm going to be promoting a product or program or whatever, I can't do that because I don't have the authority, or I don't have any results, or I don't have any special knowledge or expertise. The whole shtick here, the whole key is that you don't need to, because you're partnering, right? You're just getting a link through a website, but you know, you're partnering essentially with someone who does already have all of that. They have the student results, they have the authority, they've been in this space for years, they have the expertise, they know how to deliver it, they're gonna spend the time coaching. And you basically just promote their stuff, but you get half basically of the price, right? You get half of the profits. And so the reason that works is because you can only focus on one thing, right? Your only focus will be to repost content in a niche you like, right? Social media content you already watch, right? And you're just gonna repost that and make slight edits to it. Obviously, we don't wanna copy people, but we wanna model, right? And then you're gonna build up an audience within that niche, and they're gonna be able to purchase that. And you're not gonna have to do any of the selling. You're not gonna have to do any of the systems. You're not gonna have to hire a team. You're not gonna have to build complicated funnels or run ads or any of that stuff. All you're doing is posting that content. So basically, think of it like this. You get views means that you're gonna get paid, okay? Now listen, if you wanna apply this business model for yourself, then I'll just recap the 3 steps for you. Number 1 is you choose a niche that you like, okay? And then number 2 is you find a highly priced digital program on a website like, for example, ClickBank, right? And then you grab the promotional link and you put it in the bio of every single social media platform. And then number 3, you post content one to 3 times a day. You post a short video of like, 7 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever the strategy that you are following, right? You repost content or you create your own content. There's various methods, but let's just say, for example, you repost certain podcast clips from famous speakers within your niche, okay? Self-development speakers, whatever it may be for you. And then you do that once or twice a day. And then within 30 to 90 days, okay, 30 to 60, 90 days-ish, you should be getting your first sales to that promotional partner that you're linking to, okay? And that's gonna be able to give you a full-time, semi-passive online income. So meaning a full-time income, but semi-passively for you. So you can start this besides your 9 to 5. Once again, this student I named in the beginning is just a very new student, but he's literally a high school teacher, has a full-time job. He's got a great papers outside of it probably, right? So he doesn't have a lot of time, but he's still able to make it work because it's such a highly leveraged business model, right? Like we're talking about a snowball effect. Yes, in the beginning, obviously, it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of effort to get the ball rolling, to start getting the views to rake in. But then at some point, when they start raking in, right? For example, Carlton had one video really pop off, like 120K, 125K views or something like that, right? And then all his other views got a massive boost too. And now every video he posts is gonna get a massive boost. So it's like a snowball rolling down the hill and then it grows in and of itself. It's like compound interest, right? If you think about Warren Buffett, he said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. Well, this is a new thing that's applicable to the attention economy and the average beginner entrepreneur. That's compound audience. Compound audience. And that simply means that every day that you post another video, you are building on top of the audience that you had built the previous day, right? So you're not starting at the beginning of the staircase once again, right? Like for example, a salesperson. I see a lot of people wanting to become a salesperson nowadays, or like a appointment setter, right? That type of stuff. The problem with that is that you're basically working for someone else, right? And you're setting appointments, or you're hopping on the phone every day, and you're having to do a lot of manual labor to get commissions. But it's not as high leverage as building media is, right? Building content is, building an audience is yourself. And so you're not really building your own ship, castle, or building, however you want to call it. And the most interesting thing to me is, if you're in sales or something like that, or a job or whatever, every day you start at zero again, right? Because basically you've sold all these people, you made this commission, and then tomorrow, oh, now you got to do it all again. You haven't built up anything. You're every time starting at zero again. Now, the other side of it is that you're actually delivering a service as well. So you have your full-on, full-scope business. One of my first companies, actually my very first company, was a marketing agency. So I had to go out and sell people and then deliver a Facebook advertising service, etc. And that's good because you get recurring revenue, but you have to do the selling, and then you have to deliver an entire service, which is a ton of work and very complicated, okay? It's doable, of course, right? I've done it, I've helped people do it, I have students making a ton of money with it, but it's definitely not the easiest and most passive business model to start as a beginner in 2024, right? With the opportunities and short form content and stuff like that we have these days. And you don't need to be able to edit or to be able to have tech savviness, as I just said, the example in the beginning, Carlton didn't have any of that. You don't need any of that, and you certainly don't need any experience or a lot of capital to get started. So with that being said, if you want a more extensive training, go ahead and click the link below and check that training out, where I give you literally the full roadmap to be able to making this happen. And then you can click below and check it out. And with that being said, drop me a comment if you have any other questions, and I will see you in the next one.